Hello and welcome to Stocks Advisor channel. In today's episode, we'll talk about Vaxart Incorporated, traded at Nasdaq, ticker name VXRT. Well, VXRT today did show really significant move. It's a white candle with 40.76%. Of course, very significant, especially for a company of 1.02 billion market capitalization. And after hours, we're also trading very actively. And the next question, of course, is what's next, how we can continue trading here, because we see that indeed the trend that started by 9th of November and was reconfirmed many times today, we just jumped from it really hard. And of course, there are questions, will it continue? If yes, how to play here? So let's do a quick analysis to understand this, and then we will see what can we do with Vaxart Incorporated. So first of all, of course, indeed, we need to note that the price today is very sharp move upwards, and also the volume was very significant here, as you can see in comparison to previous noise levels. And indeed, this is a continuation of the trend T1 that had a very big wave starting from mid of November 2020 and then finishing by beginning of this new year. Then two small waves we did with some broken wave, and now we are just boosting upwards. And RSI wise, of course, we were slowly developing, but today we just shoot to overbought area. Overbought here is, of course, not slowly developed, but a quick jump. And the reason for that is because a lot of people there are already with profit. That what means RSI being 75.83%. So what could start tomorrow, and we already see indications of this with this upwards big, relatively, let's say, a reasonable shadow, is that the people will start taking profits. Because overall, if you can see here, this trend T1 was also accompanied with, let's say, this clearly seen declining trend. And actually today we played a little, we started from this one, R1, and kind of making triangle R1 T1. Today it was resolved with going higher, and as a result, of course, it will be used further as another support line together with T1. So it will be traded in that, let's say, vicinity. And of course, speaking of further price actions, we also need to look at moving averages. And as always, here we have three moving averages depicted. These are moving averages 20, 50, and 200. Being green, blue, and red line correspondingly. Here on the left side, you see their legends. So here they are depicted. Of course, what was happening is like moving average 200 was gradually growing. Moving average 20 and 50 were just dancing around each other and slightly also bending upwards. So now we see really fast bend, very accelerative move, but don't be misled. This is a move based on volume mainly. It's not that this price action is developing very high, because now we see that there is some strong, let's say, call for correction. And the reasons for that is that we are really high. We're actually returning to previous heights. If you look at the previous levels, and that's actually exactly where we stopped today with the maximum trade. So we just touched those previous days like half a year ago, and now we still need to reconfirm this. And actually this creates our trend line. So this would be then S1 as a very high. Before we pierce it, we still need to adjust the price, and it might be kind of a U-shaped formation and then piercing upwards. And here we can make our trade, so trying to enter the lower part of this corrective move. And to understand this, it's very simple. We just need to catch the appropriate wave and to look the best entry positions here. So let's do a quick check where we can enter and how to play with this stock. First, let's draw all support levels that we have here. So these would be S1 is of course target to pierce, and then it would be S2, S3, which at the moment coincides with T1 trend. And of course, then it's clear that the first entry would be advised on volatility of tomorrow. Most probably is immediately from S2 to S3. Anything inside is a buy. And then, of course, we hope to go higher and to pierce let's say S1. Another indication saying that the price action will be soon again developing fast is when moving average 20, this green line will go higher, of course, and once it touches or is in the vicinity of price action of the candles, then it will be also very strong resolving momentum, and if it's upwards trend, it's usually resolving upwards. So we need to be prepared for that. If you look at MACD behavior histogram, it's not really decisive here because after having a long lasting downwards wave, now we just did a sudden jump. So here it's actually no decision could be made. Of course, we can think that continuing developing the upwards wave, that would be most probably the action, but it doesn't mean that the price will go high because this first jump is too fast. And what we could see, similar to the situation seen in the second half of December when the wave was growing up, but the price action was volatile. So that similar situation could be observed here. So in that sense, it's just waiting, and it's mainly a support resist play rather than, let's say, MACD histogram driven play. And in that sense, it's quite easy here because you can see that this is actually a very nice entry opportunity. Anything again immediately below S2 is a buy. And of course, as always, we discuss what would happen, how to play here if the price starts piercing downwards, because still some catalyst could be. And although it's 1 billion market capitalization company, but it's still precisely at 1 billion. So it could be still quite volatile, and don't need to forget that just in November we were 3 times almost lower. So some strong volatilities could be taking place here, and we need to appreciate those and be ready for those in order to play profitably. And of course, then anything that will be piercing T1 and even actually touching R1 would be our next level to enter. Also, by that time, it will be accompanied by this support level, which is exactly at the vicinity of 7. So this would be then S4, and if you would continue the trend R1 here, let's do it, so it will be the line like this. So anything immediately at R1 S4 would be another buy at average down below T1, so this would be the second entry level. And should the price decline further, by the way, as always we discuss, although not given here, but could come with some really bad negative catalyst, we need to be prepared by that time. By the way, this entry would be also supported by moving average 200 that will go here. So if we go really lower, the price goes lower, then here's clear, let's say, last stand or very strong support channel. Again, it's not that we predict it go there, as often you can, well, not often, but sometimes you can hear these comments that people say, oh, you predict it going that low. No, it's not prediction going that low. So S5, S6 levels, it's just the average down strategy in case of negative catalyst come and price really drops. So we need to be prepared and advise the best course of action in order not to be in the loss. So that's the last entry therefore. And here, since it's quite bullish stock with maybe some, let's say, intermediate or natural momentarily situation, but overall quite bullish. So it's advised aggressive strategy, meaning 5 portions, 1, 2, 2. What does it mean? It means that the money would like to play here in most safe way. It's advised to split in 5 portions. Then you buy with 1 portion already in the channel S2, S3. Then if needed, you average down with 2 portions in the second circle. And again, not expected at all, but if happens, you average down again with 2 portions in the last circle, so S5, S6 channel. So these are entries according to these circles advised, and this way it will be the best, let's say, profit versus loss optimization, and you can be, let's say, mostly optimized for profit and taking no loss. Of course, if immediately we start from the first circle, it will be very fast prediction, but if we go further, it might take some time, up to 2-5 weeks to play out, but of course then the profit will be also quite nice. And speaking of profit taking, at our channel we never give exit opportunities because, I mean, predictions, because our strategy is take 10, maybe 10+%, and then always go another stock. So develop this feeling of trading positively, develop understanding the patterns. It's more important for long-term strategy rather than trying to become rich from one trade. This is usually not possible, kind of casino style, and often, especially young traders, they're drugged in their minds by those reports every day of some stocks going 50, 20, 40%, and they just try to catch the wave. But this is usually already like a posteriori situation, so it's already happened situation. It's very hard to predict it. And these kind of strategies, like playing on unstable, volatile markets without understanding average down and all risks, one of the reasons why beginners fail and have very negative experience in the first year of their trading. So to avoid this, be consistent, trades nicely, let's say with strategy, There are always many stocks discussed at our channel, so you can watch other videos, even those that are older up to 5 weeks, because situation discussed there could be just about to happen and you could be just in time to take your profit and enter, so make the play. And also, by the way, do not forget to subscribe to our channel if you didn't so already, and you can also follow us at different social medias, Instagram, Facebook. You can also find our free mobile application momentarily only for Android devices and Google Play Store. Please check in the description to this video, also at our channel. There are many ways to stay connected. Please do so. This way you will not miss our new videos and new interesting discussions for US-based stocks.